Let's talk some toys in here.
Hey, how's we doing today? It's the Man-Child. Alright, so today for review, gonna go over the Masters of the Universe, Origins, Turtles of Grayskull Shredder figure. So yeah, I found Shredder floating around on eBay. I don't know how or why, but I did. So I picked him up along with his Raphael as well. Now, somebody had all these figures on eBay. There was a few of them, but I just picked up those two because a little costly. But of all figures I wanted to pick up and see with this Turtles of Grayskull line, it's Shredder. And I gotta say, in hand, he looks awesome. So here's a closer look at the front of the card. So if you're not familiar, of course, the Turtles of the Grayskull logo now has the same type of design exploding out like the Master Universe logo did. They also have something similar to the Master Universe with exploding rocks. You have some cosmos in the background. We have the Origins-based Skeletor now, his art on the left side. Of course, there's Shredder off to the right. And just, of course, Shredder's name just calls him the Evil Master of Ninjutsu. And then, of course, dropping down all the Turtles of Grayskull figures has this cross sticker with the Master Universe and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo on the front of the card. And now, here's a quick look at the art on the back of Shredder's card. So look at that. Yeah, we got Shredder battling Splinter. So here's our first hint or look of Splinter, at least from what I've seen so far with Splinter in the Origins line, or the Turtles of Grayskull line. But yeah, it looks like a pretty cool design. Reminds me of something between Splinter and King Grayskull with the pelt and the cape. And here's a look with Shredder's bio. You want to pause and read that. And then dropping down to the left-hand side as far as an action feature. So it just says fit Ninja Horde weapons in hand. So it looks like it comes with its own unique axe and then a Horde crossbow. And then moving over, here's a quick look at all four figures, part of this wave or series 2 of the Turtles of Grayskull line. Alright, so before we take a closer look at Shredder, of course he comes with a new comic that all wave or series 2 Turtles of Grayskull figures will come with. So look at that cover, right? We have, of course, Shredder on this over on the left-hand side. And here's Skeletor. So I'd say we have a little hint of what Skeletor will look like in this line with his armored and particular design. You can see the new Beastman and mutated Ram-Man in the background. They also show Merman over here. Looks like he has a different hand, a couple hands or something going on. So you can see some type of mutated Merman. Of course, there's all Turtles. The new Man-at-Arms, and it looks like the that new Teela. I think it's teal anyway. So let's flip the pages here, right? You could pause and take a look at it, but yeah, really cool art. Now I'm going to bring it in for a closer look if you want to sort of pause and read the captions. Let's kind of go do that. Alright, go over here, check that out. There's Mikey over there with the He-Man here. Okay, we have our Man-at-Arms. We'll go here. Ralph, we got Leonardo. There's, yeah, I'm assuming that's teal. I have a feeling she's going to come in Wave 3 like that. I think that's teal anyway. Let me check this out. Yeah, it is Teela. It's confirmed. I just read in the bubble caption here. It is Teela. Because there was rumors that might be April or Sorceress or something. Nope, definitely Teela. Some kind of new turtle armor on. Alright, come down over here. Yeah, a lot of cool art going on in here. So here we are. Check this out. They also have rumors. So there's Merman again. There's also Faker. There's that new Mouse Jaw figure, which I just got him. I didn't review him yet, but yeah, they all are in the background here. So if you can read that, make it out what's going on. I'm going to read this later. There's Praying in his original form. Skeletor again. Okay, flip the page, see what's going on. There's a Slimer, that Shredder. Yeah, that Slime Pit. So there's that new mutated He-Man. We have, look at that, Bebop and Rocksteady in the background. Check those hints out. Wow, cool. Oh, there's a, what's he called? I want to say Leatherhead. Is that what they call that alligator guy? Lizard guy? Okay. See him coming in the line. Snake Mountain, Beastman. Down over here. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on in this comic. A lot of hints for future figures that come in this Turtles line at you Turtles collectors. Look to the next page. Look at this battle going on here. Wow. We got, that's the new Moss Man. Here we go, Merman again. You can see everything going on. There's a new Krang. His Skeletor up in a bone throne, a Shredder. Bring in a turtle if you want to read that the caption, excuse me. Okay. Yeah, awesome. I'm really liking this Turtles line. Yeah, look at that. There's the face on Skeletor there with the head armor on. Mikey, there's new Teela. New He-Man, mutated He-Man. Cool, flip the page. There's a new Krang. He should be coming out soon, the box set. And there's that Build-A-Figure. I'm assuming that's who it is. So I know that Mouse Jaw figure comes with parts with him. And Yeah, I'm assuming the Faker. I know there's 3 other exclusives that you're going to get the parts to come to this Turtles line. I'm not really sure yet, but yes, that's the hint of them right there. Metal, what is it? Metal Botto or something they call them? Okay. Sitting over here, you want to read all that, check it out. Got the Talon Fighter in there in the background. Turtles again. It's Grayskull. Yeah, awesome. And now, here's a quick look at Shredder out of package with all his accessories. And here's a close look at Shredder's head sculpt or helmet sculpt. Yeah, really cool. You know, it works for Origins. Now, everything is one piece on it. You know, there's nothing like separates. And the biggest question is there a face under the helmet? I didn't think there was going to be. No, it's just the helmet's its own head sculpt. So as I mentioned, it's all one piece. But yeah, really cool color. It's like a flat metallic silverish color, I want to say, matching his armor. Yeah, check out the eyes. The way the eyes are sculpted. They're sculpted outwards. They're not flat. Painted that just red, you know, yeah, glowing effect kind of color thing going there. As far as the articulation, so he can go all the way left to right. Look down about that far and back. So it has really good articulation. So let's spin the head around, check out all the details in the helmet. Yeah, really cool. Love the razor sharp edges on the back. I always like that with Shredder. Now, so just to show us something. So let's pop the head off the ball peg for a second. And here's a closer look at the head off the ball peg. So once again, it's all just one piece, and you can just see it snaps right in. There's no face, nothing underneath. And with the head still off the body, here's another look at just the overall neck, and, you know, it's typical Origins ball peg. All right, so putting the head back on, moving down to his armor. So yeah, really cool armor design for Shredder. Has like, I want to say something similar to a Skeletor armor design, but it has that red trident, the Foot Clan Oni symbol that Shredder always had. So I like that. But yeah, check out the row of bones here. It's molded in a flat purple color. Again, going back to something like Skeletor, but doesn't have the side straps, the shoulder straps rather. Now flipping it around, he has his own unique cape, which is pretty heavy and thick material. I got to say that. I like the overall color of it. So you can see it's plugged in. So let me see something. Okay, so it looks like it's plugged or glued into the main armor piece. And to remove the armor, which will remove the cape, there's a little button there, and that's how the cape's going to flip off for the whole armor piece. And then flipping them around, I got to remove the head again. And then the whole piece is going to come off the body. And then it looks like it's easier to break the waist in half and remove this piece. And now here's a closer look at that armor off the body. So you can just see all the overall details. I already talked about that symbol. Right, here's a lower piece with the peg. And you can see the better details of inside the cape. So yeah, it's basically glued to this. I guess if you want to remove it, you could. You'd have to modify it, split it here. And now once again, putting the head and waist back on. Here's another look at Shredder with the cape and armor off. You didn't want to use that. So of course we still have the shoulder pieces and these lower ankle guards on, or shin guards. And it's just a typical He-Man style buck. Okay, so I just threw the armor and cape back on for the moment. Let's finish up the articulation. So moving on to the right arm. So of course Shredder comes with these bladed shoulder guards on the left and right side. They look identical. Again, really cool. You can just see all the texturing as far as the molding or sculpt is done. 3 blades on each side, and it doesn't look like it matters, you know, whether left and right or which side you put them on. Now they're on with these straps that they don't have any buckles like the Beastman armor would. They kind of slide off the over the bicep. We'll do that in a second. But as far as the articulation with these shoulder guards on, we can go all the way up, down, right? Go forward, back. You can bend about that far at the elbow. You can straighten out the arm. Now mine's kind of stuck here. There it goes. All right, move in and out. Spin at the elbow. Shredder also comes with these forearm gauntlets, which, yeah, I love the design of these with the blades. Same thing, has 3 blades here, and then a couple of wrist blades at the front. It almost looks like it's an individual piece with these gauntlets, but it's all part of the sculpt. And again, the left and right side are exactly the same. He has these purple wrist bracers that are, they're all also part of the sculpt. They're identical on both sides and just molded or painted a purple color, match something close to the armored. And then he comes with a semi-gripping weapon hand, I always call them, on the right side, so that could spin, go in and out, and a hinge joint. And then the left side has an open hand that could spin, go in and out. And if you wanted to change this out like a He-Man hand to match the skin, you could probably do that with Shredder. So moving down, we know Shredder can spin at the waist, can part at the waist real easy, snap together. He has a typical style He-Man Skeletor belt loincloth that's molded in a flat gray color. Moving down, Shredder also has some pants painted or molded on. And they're also molded in like almost looks like a metallic gray color, a little bit different from the belt and loincloth under my lights. As far as articulation with the legs, so he can go all the way out with a split. All right, do some high kicks like that. And the legs are really tight on this figure. You kind of kick forward about that far, go back a little bit, bend. Let me see, the knees are they're really stuck on this figure. Okay, bend at the knee. This knee I got to work out a little bit, but can also there we go. Bend at the knee, spin at the knee. Now he also has these really cool shin guards again, molded in that yeah, this metallic silver color matched the helmet, all the guards on his arms. Has a cool texturing, designs all over him. You can see that. Both sides are identical. And has, you know, you can see the row of spikes on each one, which, wow, these are really sharp. Now, you can also spin at the boot. And these do come off, which will take off soon. And it looks like, right, do they come off? Oh, yeah, look at that. So they pop right off. All right, that was easy. And check that out. So he has Horde boots. That's what they're using for him. They can spin. And of course, the foot can go up and down, rock side to side. And yeah, it actually has the Horde symbol on there. So I'm also going to remove this other shin guard. And here's a closer look with both shin guards off the legs. So you can see, and now they are marked. There is a left and right side. You can see that. We have R on this side and left, you know, L for left. Kind of, they look the same to me, but yeah, it's how they have them labeled. And now, going back to Shredder once again, so we're starting to break them down, or at least the accessories it comes with. So, of course, we have the lower shin guards off, and once again, I took the armor and cape off. So, if you want to display them like this with the no shin guards, or cape and armor, and just the helmet, or head rather, yeah, you got to keep that on. And the arm brace pieces, you can. So, now moving on to the arms. So, let's check out these forearm gauntlets or guards first. So, it looks like they're just going to slide right off. We'll start with the right side. And now I'm going to take the one off the left side. And now here's a closer look at those bladed forearm gauntlets off both arms. And yeah, they're not, I don't see no left to right label on those. And now here's a look once again at Shredder with no cape, armor, the shin guards, or the forearm gauntlets on, just the shoulder pieces left. And then remove the shoulder pieces, so it's, again, they're just going to, the strap's going to slide right down over the bicep and arms. And then once you get it past the bicep, it's going to slide right up the hand. And the same thing with the left side, right? And now here's a closer look at those shoulder guards off the body. And now, here's a final look at Shredder with all his accessories, cape, armor, shoulder pieces, shin guards removed off the body. So if you want to set them up like that, of course, just a helmet head, you could. And now, moving on as far as accessories. So Shredder only comes with 2 different accessories. They give him a typical Origins Horde-style crossbow. It's molded in a metallic silver color. So you do give him that. And then for his other accessory, he gets his own style axe. Look at that. I love the detail on that. So it's really reminiscent of his armor pieces. Just you can see the texture and, of course, the color it's molded in. But, yeah, look at just the handle. You the bottom of the grip there. The overall blade. You have the, 3 spikes or bladed ends going back to his helmet or something, or what he has on his armor. So bringing Shredder in once again. Of course, I set all the armor pieces back up on him. Let's put the axe in his right gripping hand. And then moving back to the left side, even with this forearm gauntlet on, looks like you can put the Horde crossbow kind of underneath this with the that open hand. And now here's a look at that setup. So yeah, we have our Shredder all armed up with the Horde crossbow, and of course the axe and the gripping hand. Again, you have a He-Man or just a tan color hand to match that body. That's gripping for the gripping side. You could just put it in this side with the open hand if you wanted to. Okay, so moving on to some comparisons and mixing and matching the parts. So as far as a comparison, I thought it'd be cool to bring in our Shredder against, of course, Leonardo and Donatello. Going back to just the Ninja Turtle theme. And of course, these are only 2 turtles that I have out now reviewed. Of course, I have Raphael. I'll review him as soon as I can. And we're just waiting for Mikey, but you want to see what those 3 look like together? There they are. And now here's another quick comparison. So once again, with our newer Series 2 Shredder against our Series 1 Turtles Inspired or Mixed Man at Arms and our mutated He-Man. That's the second villain we have in the line with Shredder, or at least what I reviewed or have available. And now, moving on to one more comparison, we'll do some mixing and matching of parts. So, of course, once again, we have our Turtles Grayskull Shredder against the Skeletor. Now, this came from the Skeletor Screech 2-pack. I like that articulated head and just the overall wash and everything. It's something different. Now, we could do a whole video on part swapping a Shredder, armored, all kinds of different figures. But going back to the comics, right, Shredder's now working with Skeletor. So let's see what kind of parts we can mix between these 2. So the first thing I wanted to do is put a Skeletor head on the Shredder body, or at least that Skeletor head from the Screech 2-pack. And yeah, it looks really cool, just because of the hood, you can make it work. I love the skull on this figure. But you want to do something like that and convert him more to a Skeletor, you could. So the next thing I wanted to try was throwing the Skeletor armor on the body. Of course, I left his head on and the armor pieces on both of the arms and the legs. So you want to do something like that, you could, and just threw a sword in hand. And now I took the Skeletor head off, threw Shredder's helmet head back on, just left the Skeletor armor on, have his axe in hand. So if you wanted to make that kind of setup, you could. And again, I'm just using this particular armor from the Screech 2-pack with the wash. You can always use any type of Skeletor. If you want a more purplish armor to match these, you can use that. And now here's a look at the same setup. I just drew Skeletor's lower belt guard, that sash belt he wears on. And now once again the same setup, but I just drew Skeletor's purple boots on because Shredder does have these purple bracers that are sculpted on, so kind of all matches and goes together. And now I just drew those shin guards on with Skeletor's purple boots on the Shredder figure, and they do work, but they kind of, you can see they do stand off a little bit. You kind of adjust them because how Skeletor has these bone pieces that come off, but for the most part they do work. And now the last thing I want to do as far as converting Skeletor's parts to Shredder, mixing and matching parts, so you can see I put Shredder's armor and cape back on because that just piece looks really cool. Kept Skeletor's lower belt guard sash thing on the waist, so that also works in conjunction with this. And of course now we have Skeletor's, feet still on and these shin guards. So if you want to set Shredder up like that with the mix of parts, because of the purples, how they mix together, yeah, it looks really cool. And now moving back to the Skeletor body, so of course I have his head on, I put the ram staff in hand, I did put the Shredder's Horde boots on Skeletor's lower legs instead of his boots. I put his sash or his belt guard back on. And yeah, it looks really cool with the cape and this overall setup in the purple. And now here's a look with those shin guards on the Horde feet on the Skeletor. And I just put the axe in the left hand, kept the staff in the right because Beanie has two semi-weapon gripping hands. And now here's a look with all the rest of the arm pieces on Skeletor's arms. So of course I still have his head on. We have Shredder's armor with the cape. I put the axe in hand. I have Skeletor's lower belt guard on. And his shin guards with the Horde boots. And now with a switch of a head, now we have a Shredder. So yep, same setup, just have Shredder's head on. Basically, we're just gaining, it's just another Shredder with a blue body and some of the Skeletor's lower armor. It's about it. Looks pretty cool though. And now I just switched the lower waist back on to the Skeletor body with the Shredder head, upper parts, cape, armor, and just left the Skeletor feet on. And now once again with the same setup, I just drew the Horde boots back on these legs with those lower shin guards. So basically we just have a Shredder once again with a blue upper body. And then for the last custom setup, so I just drew Skeletor's armor back on. Of course, we have his head back on. I just left the Shredder pants, Horde boots, the shin guards, have Skeletor's belt protector, put the sword in his hand, the axe in the right. We just left all the upper arm gear on. So you could do all kinds of arrangements, between Shredder's head, take these pieces off, leave these on, ankle guards, whatever. But there's a few custom ideas that I can come up with between Skeletor and Shredder I think made the most sense and work really well together. Alright, so that's my overall review on the new Master Universe Origins Turtles of Grayskull Shredder figure. It's part of the Wave 2 series. I think it came out really cool, yeah, I love this helmet mask design. I wasn't sure how they were going to go about this, like if this mask can remove when we had something done underneath it, but I didn't expect that. It's, it works great for Origins. The armor is really neat. I love the cape, just the material and how it's, the color and the design. All these armor pieces are really cool too, how they come off and just look on this particular figure. And what's fun is there's so many custom ideas you can do between the head, the armor, and all these armor pieces like I showed. Now, I only did some part swapping with Skeletors to kind of make the video time short and simple. And it made the most sense to switch parts between Shredder and Skeletor, I think, or one of the Skeletors I brought in. Going back to the comics and story. But what an awesome figure. I love this axe too, and it's cool you get a new crossbow, for the Horde that's molded in a metallic color. And you can always use it for your Horde troopers or other Horde figures. So hopefully this video answered everybody's questions. I appreciate everybody watching. And until next time, take care.